True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report.
The Dodgers just made the single riskiest move of the entire trade deadline. This is the kind of trade that could either win us a championship ring or blow up in our face. It's a massive gamble with an even bigger reward. To understand why this deal is so polarizing, subscribe to the channel immediately. You need to hear this analysis. Hey, True Blue Nation! Welcome to the True Blue Nation Dodgers Report channel. I'm your host, bringing you the hottest news and deepest analysis on our beloved Los Angeles Dodgers. Before we dive into the big news of the day, if you're a real member of the Blue Crew and you want to stay ahead of the headlines with exclusive information and analysis that goes beyond the box score, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing, especially on a day like today, the MLB trade deadline. Your subscription helps our channel grow and bring even better content to the biggest and best fan base in baseball. Thank you so much for the support. And now let's get to it. All right, everyone, the clock is ticking and the Dodgers front office, led by Andrew Friedman, is making its moves. Over the last few hours, a familiar name began to circulate heavily behind the scenes, and now we have confirmation from one of the most reliable sources in the sport. Jeff Passan of ESPN just tweeted the following, and I quote, "The Los Angeles Dodgers are finalizing a deal to acquire right-handed pitcher Brock Stewart from the Minnesota Twins," sources tell ESPN. Yes, you heard that right. Brock Stewart, a name that longtime Dodger fans will certainly remember, is on his way back to Los Angeles. This is exactly the type of move we've come to expect. Strategic, calculated, and with immense potential upside. Let's break down what this means for our bullpen heading down the stretch and into the postseason. First and foremost, who is the 2025 version of Brock Stewart? Forget the image of the young pitcher who wore our uniform years ago. The Stewart the Dodgers are acquiring is one of the most effective and underrated arms in the Twins bullpen this season. Looking at the raw numbers, they tell a very compelling story. In 39 games and 34 innings of work, he owns a 2.38 ERA with a sparkling 1.09 whip. He's racked up 41 strikeouts, showing he has the put-away stuff when needed. These are solid numbers for any reliever, but the real reason Andrew Friedman and the front office felt compelled to make this trade lies in the details, in what Dave Roberts and Friedman himself publicly stated was a top priority: getting a dominant arm against right-handed hitters. And that is precisely where Brock Stewart transforms from a good reliever into an elite weapon. His performance against right-handed batters this year isn't just good, it's absurdly dominant, on the level of some of the best specialists in the league. Let's get into the data so there's no doubt. Against right-handed hitters in 2025, Stewart has allowed a batting average of just .104. That's right, 104. The on-base percentage, OBP, against him is .178, and a slugging, SLG, is .149. All told, that comes out to an OPS of just .327. To put that in perspective, any OPS below 600 is considered dreadful for a hitter. 27 is practically an offensive black hole. In 67 plate appearances against righties, he has notched 29 strikeouts. He simply erases right-handed hitters, and in a postseason where you will face lineups loaded with power from the right side of the plate, like Bryce Harper, though a lefty, the point about big name stands. Austin Riley and so many others, having a specialist like Stewart to come into a high-leverage situation in the 7th or 8th inning is an invaluable luxury. He fits the team's identified need perfectly. It's a surgical move. This is the DNA of a Dodgers front office trade. Identify a specific weakness and find the most efficient and valuable piece on the market to fix it. Now, let's talk about the stuff. His peripherals and StatCast data confirm what the eyes see, and the results show. His average fastball velocity sits around 96.19 mph, which places him in the 79th percentile in the league. It's not elite velocity like a Jordan Duran or Mason Miller, but it's more than enough, especially when paired with the movement on his other pitches. What's most impressive is his ability to limit quality contact. His average exit velocity on batted balls against him is a mere 86.9 mph, which puts him in the 92nd percentile. meaning in the top 8% of the entire MLB. He is elite at avoiding barrels, the ideal type of contact for a hitter, and at limiting hard contact. This means that even when hitters do manage to make contact, it's usually weak contact, resulting in easy groundouts or pop-ups. His expected ERA, a metric that gauges the quality of contact he gives up, is a sterling 2.25, and his expected batting average is .183, both in the 90th percentile of the league. Those are the numbers of an elite reliever, period. His stuff is real. Of course, all of this positive analysis leads us to the inevitable question every general manager and fan must ask. What's the catch? If Brock Stewart's numbers and peripherals are this good, why would the Twins, a contending team themselves, be willing to trade him? The answer, and the reason this deal is still being finalized as the Dodgers review his medicals, is health. The big caveat on Brock Stewart, the asterisk next to his name, has always been his difficulty staying healthy on the mound for an entire season. Durability is a legitimate concern. He had elbow issues in 2023 and underwent a shoulder surgery that impacted him in 2024. The fact is, he has never thrown more than 40 innings in a single major league season in his career. Think about that. If he throws 6 more innings for the Dodgers this year, he will set a new personal career high. This leads to 2 critical considerations. First, how much gas does he truly have left in the tank for the stretch run of August, September, and crucially October? Second, does the Dodgers train in a medical staff, which is one of the best in the world, believe they can manage his workload to keep him effective and healthy for the moments that matter most? This is the classic Andrew Friedman gamble. This is why a pitcher with this kind of stuff and production is available in the first place. Friedman and his team specialize in acquiring talents with injury histories that scare other teams off, betting on their own management and extracting tremendous value. Think back to Blake Trine and Chris Martin and so many others. They see an asset that is devalued because of risk and bet that the reward far outweighs that risk. In Stewart's case, they're not just getting a 2-month rental. He is under team control for the next 2 seasons, arbitration eligible through 2027, which makes him an even more valuable asset if he can stay healthy. He aligns perfectly with the control window of other key bullpen arms like Brusdar Graterol and Evan Phillips. It's important to frame this move within the broader landscape of the National League. The trade deadline doesn't happen in a vacuum. While the Dodgers make their play, our rivals are also strengthening significantly. The Philadelphia Phillies just acquired Juan Duran, one of the most electric closers in the game. The San Diego Padres made a blockbuster move to get Mason Miller from the Oakland A's, adding another 100-plus MPH arm to their bullpen. The New York Mets snagged Ryan Helsley. All of the Dodgers' primary competitors in the National League have added elite, high-leverage pieces to their bullpens. The arms race is real. Therefore, the acquisition of Stewart isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity to keep pace. The Dodgers had to respond, and they did so in a very intelligent way, without necessarily selling the farm in terms of prospects, as the Padres likely did for Miller. They found an elite solution for a specific need at a cost that will presumably be much more palatable. To wrap up my analysis on this top story, the acquisition of Brock Stewart, if finalized, is a brilliant and quintessentially Friedman move. It addresses the team's most pressing need, a righty killer for the bullpen with a pitcher whose underlying data places him among the league's elite. Yes, a significant injury risk exists, but it's a calculated one. The reward is a high-leverage arm who can change the course of a playoff game and who remains under team control for multiple years. The Dodgers are betting on their process, their medical staff, and the quality of Stewart's stuff. Now, I want to hear from you, the True Blue Nation. What do you think of this move? Does the reward of having a dominant right-handed specialist like Brock Stewart outweigh the significant risk of his injury history? Do you feel more confident about our bullpen for the postseason with this addition, especially considering the moves made by the Phillies, Padres, and Mets? Drop your comments below. I want to read every opinion, every take. Let's debate it as the big united family that we are. And one more time, if you appreciate this detailed breakdown and want instant updates and exclusive insights you won't find anywhere else, make sure you are subscribed to the True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report. Hit the bell to be the first to know when news breaks. The road to October is heating up, and we'll be here covering every single step of the way.